Hi there.
I'm fine. I'd just like to say to all my fellow disciples, all my up-and-coming writers, that the last 30 days and 30 nights have been really mischievous, and I came out of the midst of New York City, totally rich, totally famous, and totally mashed about.
What about when you went into the tunnels in New York then, this Christmas?
Well, the tunnels was rough this year, man. There was me and DC3, a guy called Dome, Vulcan, and we went down into the tunnels, which is like the 116th Street, and the layups, which is on the 5s, which is Lexington, which is a good line to hit these days. You know, it's the only line which is like the in thing. Pretty cool. See, when we was painting there, it was like we had a bit of static with some guys. Like there was a fight that broke out in the tunnels. Like, and it's, you know, it's like in the tunnels, it's pretty dark. You know what I mean? It's hectic. And like we had a fight with these guys, Dero and Wayne. But we sorted it out. You know, it was just over like people crossing each other out because there's a war going on between Dome and Dero. You see, so. But
So who did you go with then?
There was me, Vulcan, DC3, me, DC3, Dome, and Vulcan, and Shaw. That's the guy's name. As far as painting the trains in New York now, it's like it's pretty hard. You've got to be down with somebody, like, you know. You got to know what's happening. You got to know where the spots are, because the spots are really like treasure chests. You know what I mean? To get a spot to paint is very hard. You know what I mean? So it's pretty tough. But we met Kays down there. Kays was down there doing a window down.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. You know, it's a funny place to meet, but it was pretty cool. But you see, the thing is though, I mean, I finished my car, you know, but the cops raided at 5 in the morning, so as you expect, it was like everybody panicking and running all over the place, and guns are being pulled out, and I was not going to get deported, so, you know, me and Vulcan was trapped in the tunnel, so we had to get out, you know what I mean, and there's cops all over the place. And after falling off a train and scrambling to my feet, I think I finally made my escape on 116th Street and made escape to the pavement, so to speak. I met a lot of writers who I never met before, you know what I mean, the people who I never really saw before. I actually got time to see this time.
So who did you see?
People like Des, you know what I mean, people who are like old-timers who haven't really been around, you know what I mean, but Des is thinking about coming back to do something, you know what I mean. There's a few people who are still around, not still around, but not really painting to that. And Sand One, I met Sand One, which is a pretty famous guy from a long time ago.
Yeah.
And Phase 2, we was hanging out like for a couple of days. He's pretty cool.
Tell me about him.
Phase 2, he's a cool kind of guy, man. He's like, you know, a real philosopher kind of thing. You know, he knows about. He was telling me about, you know, I was asking him about the old school, and he was telling me that he was the school. So that's how far he goes back. You know what I mean? But he was doing shows in Italy with Ramel Z for a couple of years, and now he's like cooled down, and he's like got a family, and you know, relaxing and stuff. So that years to come, because I'm getting old now, you know what I mean, and my day is going to be soon over, you know what I mean. Probably going to be my last show this year, so I need somebody to, you know, come through with, you know, what I'm doing and pursue it even more. I don't know toys to take my shit and start, you know, messing it up and whatever. It's got to have the same message, the same thing, and it's got to have the same drive, you know, and, you know, I'm ready to give away my entire collection of golden oldies to anybody who's ready to, you know, become unique and follow my...
About Lee?
Lee's a pretty cool guy. Lee is always what I expected. Lee's a very, very confident writer, you know what I mean? He is pursued from you know, the czar which he was into a formidable artist, you know what I mean? And even he states that, you know, what was done on the trains and what was done on the walls and stuff like that wasn't lost, you know, it wasn't all in vain. You know what I mean? He led him to different things, and now he's doing like shows at the, you know, Barbara Glaston Gallery and stuff like that. So he's pretty well much set up as an artist. He just finished a new handball court, you know, which was pretty cool war. You know what I mean? But Lee's really gone into, you know, painting as an artist, and which he deserves, because Lee was, you know, doing a lot of stuff. Now, you know, that's the stage where I think where every artist wants to reach. Anybody who's a writer wants to reach to that kind of emphasis, you know, because of all the work which he's put into it now, it has developed, you know, into some kind of language which he, you know, which the public understand. The crew is safe and intact, you know what I mean. There's like you know, there's still the same guys in the crew. There's Nice, T-Kid, Vulcan, everybody else is still in the crew, and you know, they are still top of New York City, may I say.
That's TAT.
Yeah, TAT crew.
Yeah.
But like, they've kind of like now, you know, a lot of them are kind of relaxing in what they're doing, and like, you've got like a lot of new guys coming up, you know what I mean? But TAT have done a lot of stuff, like, you know, new stuff which is coming out, like, you know, people like Mac. I mean, Mac lives in California, but Mac, you know, made a journey up from California and came back to New York for a while, you know, to paint and stuff. So, you know, the crew is fairly, you know, is still fairly active as far as painting's concerned, and probably that is the way it's always going to be. There's going to be always somebody up and coming who's going to take over, you know, the role of what we're playing and stuff, you know. And I was their kind of protege, you know, which obviously I picked up off what they learned me, you know, as you know, being an artist for the 80s and stuff, you know what I mean? Because like, obviously in this country I had to carry on, you know, being an artist, and the only people I could refer to was the people in New York, and you know, they helped me out and let me start on different things so that I would be able to rub it off on whoever, you know, I had around me. So, you know, it's like the oldest of the writers, you know, like T-Kid, people like that, they got to settle down now, you know what I mean? It's such people like me and the kids below me who've got to come up now and start really, you know, making up in New York City. There ain't really nobody on top at the moment, you know what I mean? I mean, there are like formidable crews, like TAT crew are well known, and people like First Class crew are well known, you know, like West and Zero and them kind of guys. But there's a lot of people still doing throbes, and a lot of people still, you know, like, you know, wannabes who still want to, you know, go out there and do, you know, tags and stuff like that. So as far as the whole, you know, what British writers have seen is the best of the bunch, you know what I mean? And there ain't no better really, you know. And with every one of those good crews, there's about...
Yeah, you reckon that T-Kid and Nicer and Bio and Vulcan, they're like the best?
Yeah, well, they are, you know what I mean? You've still got guys who are bad, you know, like Mac and people like that who are bad, and people who are bad in individual style. But you have, you know...
We haven't seen Futura yet, though, have we?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
No.
But Futura's like, you know, Futura's working now, but Futura was just another writer, you know what I mean? As far as Futura's concerned, Futura, you know, wasn't a well-known writer in New York City, but was a well-known writer in the world, you know what I mean? Because Futura was like, you know, he was like, you know, different from the rest of the guys, you know what I mean? Futura wasn't like down with the boys, so to speak. He wasn't like constantly painting up until '82, you know, where, you know, he got with Kel and stuff like that and paint, you know what I mean? He never really became a consistent painter.